Hi everyone. As you all might realize, there's some kind of noise in the background because my mother is actually watching television in the living room, and so I'm actually making this video concerning something that I just thought about, and I wanted to sort of say something about this because you know that actually a lot of us we wonder about what's going on in this world right now. You know that news now right now just like all doom and gloom. You have the war in Ukraine, which doesn't seem to ever end, and in fact, sometimes this kind of thing about people saying that Ukraine might actually lose the war. Yeah, it doesn't sound very good, and I mean I know the reason is that people will say, "Why are you so interested? Like concerned?" I'm concerned, of course, I'm concerned because I'm Orthodox and not Orthodox Jew, but Orthodox Christian, but or at least I'm actually going on the catechesis path, and the particular parish that I actually getting catechized at is actually the OCUKP, yeah, which is the Orthodox Church of Ukraine, Kiev Patriarchate. Yeah, so basically, that is actually a particular wing that was granted autocephaly or autonomy by basically self-governing status by the ecumenical patriarch Bartholomew and of Constantinople, but the Moscow Patriarchate doesn't recognize it, and he's been really throwing a tantrum, excommunicating unilaterally. That means or just by one side in one direction, Patriarch Philaret of Kiev. So, but anyway, yeah, this is the whole thing, and this whole state of division or the stopping of communication between Constantinople and Moscow over this issue has led to basically us being caught in this, Orthodox Christians of that particular branch being caught in the in that particular conflict where that we can't really go to have communion with we can't have communion, we can't share in the Eucharist with basically with the Russian churches, so basically, and we're not advised to because of that what's going on. And we can, however, obviously have communion within the Orthodox Church of Ukraine, Kiev Patriarchate, as well as the Greek Orthodox Church or the Byzantine Orthodox Church. So, because obviously EP, Ecumenical Patriarch Bartholomew, has actually granted us this, self-governing status, and as and not just church, but he recognizes the canonical nature of Patriarch Philaret. Okay, so this is a very long story, but just to talk about this concerning the news as well. You all know that now there are some other pieces of news about the protests going on among like universities, and there's a whole problem with this whole series virulent or viral protests. They that on a very surface level, people say, "Oh yeah, they are fighting for justice." No. When you have turned into this situation where you are becoming anti-Semitic, you are practicing hatred and exclusion of Jews, and you are harassing faculty and students who just want to work or study there, and no, they didn't even just harass Jews. They actually harass Christians too. And it's all just like a whole thing about by association, and it has made the whole place, like the school campuses, very unsafe. I don't know what this whole thing about the state of democracy, how it's actually deteriorated or devolved in the United States. But from that point of view, the one thing is this: your freedom to protest about something or to air your opinions does not include or justify your right to hurt other people or to harass them and even abuse them. So and the one thing that it made me realize was this. I asked this question. Some of these students are not even necessarily radical Muslims, but you have like or whatever, or just that some of them are just I don't know, they're just left wing or whatever. But the strange thing is they will say we are Hamas, we are like FUCK Israel, FUCK USA. These are people who are really really just basically they hate democracy. And the one thing I suggest is that if they really hate it so much, why aren't they in Gaza Why aren't they fighting on the behalf of Hamas? They aren't, because they really have no idea what's going on. They're just being anti-Semitic. Okay, so and the whole thing that kind of pop up in my mind was like, why do they hate so much? Okay, why do they hate so much? This is a very big question. And the whole thing that I kind of realized was this. There's a whole thing about hatred is something that I always remember, because that I want to just talk a little bit more about this concerning, like not concerning, but in relation to the whole thing of my experience with abuse and having been an abuse victim, but or survivor as well. So that always the whole thing that was told to my face, okay, by the ex-abuser, the ex-groomer, was this whole thing: I hate you so much. They'll say it in your face. Why do they say it? They say it because they want to make you feel like your life is hell. Okay, I'll be very honest. And the thing is this: there's one thing to actually hate someone, to really hate someone, but it's another thing to actually vocalize it and to make life a living hell for that person. And this is what these people do. You see, on the campuses, but it's not just these students who barely even knew any. They don't even know these Jewish people. They just like hatred for the sake of hatred. Like, I tend to scapegoat someone and project all the things that they hate, or they think that it could be their own little shadow within. They're projecting it onto someone who is not even guilty of it. And this is the whole thing that I kind of realized. And the whole thing was this: there was one secular Israeli Jew by the name of Oren, O-R-E-N. Okay, he's a secular Jew, so he's not speaking from the point of view of any like religious ideology or whatever, because he doesn't practice his Jewish religion. And yeah, the whole thing now that we all should be realizing is that being a Jew is not just a religion; it's actually also a racial identity. Yes, there's a racial or ethnic identity, and you can be a really secular Jew who has actually converted to another faith like Christianity or something like that, and yet you are still considered Jewish by default of your ethnic heritage. Okay, so there's no such thing like and the thing is that, of course, there's the whole thing about this hatred is real ridiculous, because the more I think about it, it's like in a relationship. I mean, not just in terms of anti-Semitism, but even in terms of what is happening. Like, I mean, in the case of us, like, we are all survivors of abuse and narcissistic manipulation. They will always tell us to our face, I hate you so much because you don't know this, but the thing is, like, hatred of someone, if you really hate someone so much or something so much, why are you getting into the close quarters of that person? Why are you always in close communication with the person? And why do you then rely on the person to give you supply or to help you in something? It doesn't make sense, does it? Okay, and then I asked myself this question myself as well. But what Oren O-R-E-N, yeah, that secular Jew say was very correct. It is because they love death in the same way we love life. Okay, so I mean, in this context, he was talking about Hamas, the group. The terrorist group will actually love death. Why? Because they are told from young, via their own, the propaganda within their own camp, that basically it's good to actually sacrifice yourself and become a martyr, and to like become a so-called a bomber and a sailor and everything, and different kinds of things. And they see it as kind of like a martyrdom. In fact, they think that they're going to the heaven with the 72 virgins, which was like, it's pretty disgusting. I can't even imagine how I can live in heaven with that kind of thing, even if you give me those 72 virgins. But yeah, I don't want any part of this kind of thing. But that's a different point of view. But let's talk about the whole thing with narcissistic abuse and everyone, like, those narcissists, when they tell you to your face, why is it, if they really want something from you, why at the same time do they tell you that they hate you? Okay, I mean, I said this before in the past in the past few videos, that narcissists don't actually really love life. They don't actually. You know why? It's like a cult. It's a death cult. Okay, a serious death cult. Because what death? Whose death? Not their death, but your death. Okay. Why do I say that? If you realize that, I'll be honest. Very quickly, there's this one thing by this meme online that by Christopher Walken, saying that if you knew how quickly people forget the dead, you stop trying to impress living people who don't care about you. And I think it's very true, because the fact is the narcissist couldn't give two-hoods of us when we are alive. That's why they are abusing us. They hate us because they just want some form of supply, and they enjoy it. And what's their ultimate point? They want to push you to the point where you're not even living anymore, okay? And then guess what? When you're not living anymore, they might even be happy over it, okay? I witnessed for myself that kind of smirk, you know, the micro expression on the face of the narcissist. I'll never forget it. And I kind of realized this. Yes, they really, really love death in the same way we all of us, you know, the victims and the survivors who are actually empathetic. We love life. We want to live the best of our life, okay? Without hurting people, without using anyone. But it's not them. They want to just hurt other people, abuse them, and even destroy them, and they enjoy it, okay? That's their cult of death, okay? So, you know, don't ever say that, you know, like, why do they hate us so much? You know, don't ask yourself this question, because I'm not saying that you don't, no, actually I'm not saying that don't ask, but you know, if you ever ask yourself this question, just realize this. That's because they are in their own cult, okay? And you know that one thing is, when we were in that kind of relationship, we didn't know any better as well. We think that, oh, you know, they cared for us. They don't freaking care for us, okay? They are in their own cult, and we were being roped in without our knowing it, okay? So you know that one thing is this. I hate to say it, but it's true. You know, escaping a relationship with a narcissist is really escaping bondage. It's not even physical, emotional, financial sometimes. Yeah, financial, sexual in some cases. For those who are actually being who are like being used for some kind of things like trafficking or whatever. I mean, there are some people who are being used for trafficking, but and some people who just, you know, couldn't work because of their narcissist, or had to give their money to their narcissist, whatever. So all these forms of you know, bondage is one thing, but the worst kind of bondage is actually a spiritual bondage, where you feel that, oh, you know, that this narcissist is never letting go of me because of some reason. And I know that some people will say that, oh, you know, even in my dreams, my nightmares, I actually see the narcissist, and they will torture me or try to kill me. Yeah, I saw it for myself, and then I was like thinking, why am I experiencing that? And it's like, that was so many, I mean, not so many years, it was like 2 years, and it kind of kept on repeating itself on and off, like once in 2022, once in 2023. It's like just years when I stopped having all these nightmares related to the narcissist. I realized that, you know, one thing, trauma can really release those kind of, open the doors once again. You know, the thing is this, that's why we have to really, really be, you know, alert at all the time. And one thing we need to realize is this: because we love life, we don't want any bit to do with these people who don't love life, okay? Who hate life, and who in fact love death. It's like their worship. They think that our demise equates their heaven. This is not what we're going to end up doing, okay? We're not going to fall upon our swords. We're not dumb people, and we shouldn't be falling upon our swords to please them, because when that happens, that's the end of our joy in life and our purpose. And why should we be doing that, okay? So, okay, anyway, that's the thing I just want to say. And one thing is this: you know, really love life, okay? Don't go and say whatever, I want to try their best to change them. You can't change them, okay? You never change them. They don't want to change. They couldn't care less. You know, it takes a miracle, actually. It takes a miracle, okay? And these people, they are really, I don't know what to say about them. I mean, other than that, maybe I think that they are just, you know, demon possessed or demonized or influenced by demons. But I mean, that's one way of looking at it. But some people who don't believe in, like, you know, spiritual shit, man, it's all bullshit. But I don't just care about whether it's bullshit or not. But the thing is this: we need to protect ourselves, live our lives at the best that we can. Okay. So anyway, this is Holy Week, and I'm actually working for. I mean, I didn't work today, but on Tuesdays, Wednesdays Labor Day over here, and then Thursday I'm back doing some work. Probably actually I have a catechesis actually on Thursdays. Yeah, for the church. So anyway, the whole thing is this: don't ever, you know, compromise on those stuff. Okay, don't go and end up join that. Don't join that death cult of the narcissist. Okay, and don't join all these other people's death cults of like hatred. You know, hatred is a really death cult. Okay, if they want to hate people, you know, and I mean, the thing is this: that's because they don't know better. Okay, they don't love life. Okay, it's not anything else. Okay, so have a good one, everyone. Bye bye.